Guys, and welcome back to another episode of Toothless Tigers. We are in the month of July, so we've jumped quite a bit since May when we were last with you with the debut of Chase Dollander. Quick look at him since that debut. He's actually really been impressive in the first 11 starts of his major league career. 5 wins, 4 losses, 3.17 ERA. Really, actually one of our better pitchers over the month of June and July. We can have a quick look at the split from June. You can see he had a 2.12 ERA, and amongst starters was one of the better, if not the best. Actually, the best probably by a bit. So really good to see Tariq Skubal back from injury now. Started 4 games this year. Has also been excellent. 3.15 ERA, very similar actually to Dollander since he's been up. Really good to see. The rest of the rotation has been so-so. We've seen Severino, he's 4.6 ERA. Mize 5.1 and Lopez 4.8. So very average from the starters. Alex Lang has been good in bullpen once again. Really good to see. And Jose Diaz has been excellent since he's called up. Actually, 14 innings pitched, struck out 23 batters already. 1.23 ERA, as we mentioned. Really good so far from him. Brian Hurd's been good, as has Jackson Wolf since we called him up. We have digressed a little bit. We're going to look at standings first. We are currently still bottom by 13 games. Really a bit of a waste of a season again from the Tigers. Kind of getting to the point now where we really need to start winning some games and start putting in above 500 seasons. So looking at the lineups, we are getting decent production out of Jace Young and Hoiji Nakao again. Still 17 home runs now in the season, 815 OPS. Jace Young has been good as well, 836 OPS. Green has been good, and Cassiano has been good. But beyond that, Daz is still with a good average, but really struggling beyond that. Spencer Torkelson really struggling this year. Brennan Davis, we actually claimed on waivers as a kind of backup outfielder, potentially someone who could turn around and do something. Not done anything as of yet. And also pitching, we picked up Yoendris Gomez on waiver wire. He looked good. Not been overly fantastic in his first start with us, or first couple of weeks with us. Paul Goldschmidt's on here now with that probably quite a big contract still. No, only 1 year deal. But no one really there. I want to take a look at trading bot with some big names. Vladdy Guerrero Jr.'s on here. Not someone I'm going to go for. Josh Naylor's on here. AJ Puck. So we'll have a look towards the end of this month as we are in the month of July. But this is not the main point of the episode. The main point of the episode is actually first player draft. Speaking of young talent, let's look a bit further down at AAA. So we've got Manuel Sequeira. We sent back down because he wasn't playing enough at the major league level. Continuing to rake though in Triple A. Quincy Neaport has been really good actually as a hitter. Nowhere really to put him, and I don't really need someone like him up here. So he's not coming up yet. And Puck made us hit 21 home runs this year with someone who's not got great power. Again, just can't find anywhere to put him. Pitching wise, the big piece of news, I guess, from AAA is that Jackson Joe tore his UCL. He'll be out for the rest of the season, which was a shame as he was potentially in line to make his debut this season. So now we're looking at next season. Hopefully he doesn't regress too much. Bit of a shame there. Erie. Drew Bowser's having a great year in AA. Really pushing, knocking on the door to get to AAA. And yeah, he's been fantastic. To be honest, I might call him up now. He can go to AAA. Gage Workman also having a great year. Again, I think he should really be at AAA. Just gonna disable this. I think he's someone who could potentially come up. Carter Matheson, that guy who was meant to be very good, is still meant to be pretty good, is hitting all right. A lot of power, but not much more beyond that at the moment, which is a shame. Pitching wise, nothing spectacular. Carlos Pena actually 9-0 with 2.75 ERA in 13 starts. Nice to see. Um, Beyond that, just a bit more fodder, as I would say. Down a single A with Lucas Costello, who's a 13th round pick from us, actually having a pretty good year. 830 OPS, 2.2 wins. He's actually quite a good defender. Hitting, his stats aren't great, but he's hitting really well this year, which we like to see. Albert Inua hitting well as well. Abel Bastidas and Roberto Campos also hitting well, but stats aren't looking great. Could really do with him developing a bit more. Max Dibiak and Ross Dunn pitching all right, and Jake Miller's pitching very well down here. But we could do with him to develop a bit more. Single A now. We got who we got down here? Derek Fabian. He's regressed quite a bit. Ty Evans was a draft pick recently. Nothing overly exciting down here. Down in Rookie League, Matt Champion's a two-way player, not hitting and not pitching really well, which is a shame, but still someone maybe that could do something. Chris Nystrom has regressed a bit. George Volko not hitting too well. Henry Allen's hitting well, but still quite a bit away from the major leagues. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the first year player draft. We'll have a quick look at the mock draft. So we were third based on result on our record, but we're now seventh. We are projected to take Jacob Parker, who's a high school bat. Actually looks a really good corner outfielder, but you may already now know my feelings of taking high schoolers with the first pick. I don't like doing it. Landon Schaefer is due to go first overall. Really good shortstop. Looking at the rest of the pool, all positions, the best apparently is Justice Dion, who looks excellent actually. Obviously very long away from the major leagues. No one jumping out the best. College bats look like Reese Chapman, who looks more like a corner outfielder, although OSA is not sold on him. I'll just look at all the college players quickly. Not a lot of talent here. So Jarek Curtis, JC, looks like a real contact speed guy. Good defender. I quite like that. He reminds me of a bit of an Enrique Braidfield Jr. Speaking of, how is he getting on? Yeah, quite similar to him. He's up at KC, batting 130, which is a bit of a shame, but a very, very good defender. Get a bit of a scouting report on him. Bit of a segue there, but Yoel Tejada Jr., you won't quite believe it, but someone did actually turn up at my house asking if I had any bees. But there we go, the less said about that, the better. Yeah, Yoel Tejada Jr., big 6'7", kind of a bit of a Hyoji Nakao, similar profile to him. That's like a huge college bat, but again, someone who I don't really need because I've got Nakao, but maybe I take him because he's the best option there. Tristan Shoemaker as well looks actually pretty good already, but not that big of a ceiling. I guess that's the problem with college players. But there we go. Let's actually get straight into this now. So we'll go by pick. Show all the players. Chicago Cubs have the first pick, and they take Reese Chapman, who is possibly the best college bat. He goes 1-1, and that was a shame because I was interested in him. Next is Eddie Zorn. He also looks really good, but a high schooler. He goes to Pittsburgh, very good shortstop. Washington took Ethan Holiday. He looks really good. Again, he is a high schooler, but looks good. So White Sox keep Gavin Guidry. Good defender, not a great bat from what that looks like. Philly take JC, who probably wasn't going to pick anyway, but again, looks pretty good. And Dylan Dubovic goes to Colorado. He looks pretty good actually across the board again. College, high schooler, not a fan. So the best guy remaining is actually Yoel Tejada Jr. Unless we go and get this guy. He's a pretty good pitcher. Jamie Arnold. Quite like him actually. Um, don't like his personality, but I like him. Peyton Brennan looks all right, nothing spectacular. Or Zach Koya already looks pretty good. I think I might take Jamie Arnold, and it is recommended slot, so I'm just going to meet his demand. There we go. There's our first pick. Let's continue on. So Yoel Tejada Jr. is still here. I'm going to take him because he's the best college bat there is. Now let's have a look if there's any interesting high schoolers that I'd want to sink some money into. Dylan Adkins looks pretty good to me. Very solid pitch. Oh, did I just see a two-way potential? And I love a two-way potential. Usually they don't work out, but he looks pretty like a Michael Lorenzen. Dylan Adkins. Boston Kellner, another one. Actually looks better as a hitter almost. He looks pretty good. Mika Matthews, another pretty good corner outfielder. Quite like him. Luke Papano, sorry, another two-way player. They're just all two-way players apparently now. Peyton Brennan, sorry, is still on here. I might go and take Dylan Adkins. I quite like him, and he looks like a good pitcher. Next, they're all still there, the guys we were looking at. Is that college? Okay, still there, he's not. Dallas Macias is up there. I think Derek Bermudez is there. Patrick Ford. There's no real college players that are interesting me now, so I might go and get one of Luke Apano, who looks really good. Actually, also looks like a very good corner outfielder. Mika Matthews, very solid bat. Or Boston Kellner. I'm not a fan of that stuff, to be honest. Papano, it's not great either, to be honest. I'm going to take Papano for now. And then if any of them are left, I'll take Kellner. Fine by me. And if I can get Mika Matthews. Okay, that's worked out for me there. That's worked a lot better than I thought it would. Dominic Krupinski doesn't look good. Jackson Lovich, nope. This draft class is not that good, is it? I might just take Trent Grindlinger. Looks like a solid bat, maybe someone who can play a different position, not catcher. None of these players are now interesting me, so what I'm going to do is look for some potential individual pitch potential, not individual, sorry, no, pitching potential. Some guys with good stuff, good control. Andrew Benke looks alright. Hector Candelas, he looks alright. Take Hector Candelas. Any more good stuff, guy? Marco Fuentes actually looks pretty good. Poor movement, but give up a couple of home runs. We can live with that. Morgan Lunsfield. Ooh, where's he come from? He looks pretty good. Definitely draft him. Let's have a look at some hitters now. Batting potential. Any good power guy? We'll have a power guy. Grant Hussey looks like a pretty solid left bat. Oops. I'll take him because I can trade him. My thinking. Could do with someone who is not a first baseman. Quite like someone with good defense. Peyton Gabia actually looks like a solid defender. His pitching fielding stat is leading that astray. These are all just two-way hitters. If I get rid of, I want batters, so I want Any non-first baseman? Elgin Bennett, not really anyone who can hit. Tommy Dollander, decent power. Quite like Tommy Dollander as a bat. I'll take him. There's Vitas Valencius. There's no more outfielders. Wow. Might go take Peyton Gilbert. And to be honest, I think I'm now just going to take the best players available because we're really struggling here to find anyone of note. Gabe Darcy, he looks alright. Maybe Gabe can do something. Don't really know. Anyone who's not, quite just taking someone who's Brazilian for a laugh. Grant Farlander, I quite like his name. I think I might take him. And Chase Yans, I'll take him. He looks like he's got some other bits about him, like pace and fielding. Okay, sorry. Not meant to do that. So we'll do that. And I like this guy's name, Biderwick. Kind of interesting. Take him. Take a shortstop. Because you can't have enough middle infielders. Ricky Reith. What a name. We'll take him. And we're done. Very poor draft this year. We've got a couple guys who haven't got offers. Got a budget room of 10. His demand is 700. He's extremely high. I'll give him a mil. He should sign with a mil. And Trent Grindlinger, I'll give him 800. And he should also sign. Okay, but the highlight of that is Jamie Arnold, who looks like a fairly solid pitcher. 7th overall, we took him, and then we took Yoel Tejada Jr., who's arguably a better player, in the 2nd round. Dylan Adkins in the 3rd, Lucas Papano in the 4th, load of high scorers, Kelman in the 5th, Matthews in the 6th, Grindlinger in the 7th. With that being said, we are close to the All-Star game, so I might actually just get us there now. Get us to the All-Star game, and then we'll potentially play a game at the end of this episode, or we might not. Let's get us to the All-Star. So here we are, and we've had some responses. So Jamie Arnold is in our system now. He's agreed to deal our 1st overall pick. This was the scout report on Bradfield Jr. Looks pretty good. Not great bat though, which is a shame. So All-Star rosters. Who is representing the Detroit Tigers? Jacob DeGrom having a fantastic year once again. Looking down, who have we got? I've seen one. So Jace Young is an All-Star for the first time in his career. Congratulations to him, having a stunning year, actually. Really, really good year from Jace Young. Riley Green, first time All-Star for him. He's always injured, not been injured, but it's in an All-Star performance. Great defender as well. Alec Burleson's batting 341. Emmanuel Rodriguez is finally up and destroying. Rodriguez also playing well. And that's it. Any former players on here? Paul Skeens, 1st round pick, back in 1st overall pick, is unbelievable at LSU. Shohei Ohtani is up there. Anyone else of note down here? Corbin Carroll's in there. Ellie De La Cruz is in there. He's become a fantastic player. Tatis Jr. is still unbelievable, as is Harris Jr. So 2 All-Stars for us, which is not too bad. In the prospect All-Star game, who have we got? We have got Christian Perez, rookie left fielder, sorry. And that is all. Jackson Chourio has not quite become what he thought he was going to be. He is Drew Jones. But plenty of time for them to change it around. And that is that for All-Star. Let's have a quick look at the box scores of so we had that Perez guy who came in, got a hit into at bats, which is nice to see. And then and Volkol has actually won Player of the Month. in FCL, which is nice to see. Read all those messages. Now, the home run challenge, Shohei Ohtani has won it because he's just apparently the best player in the world ever, and shown that in real life actually. And he beat Pete Alonso the final round. And then the All-Star game, how did we get on there? Corbin Carroll won the MVP. How did we get on from our players? So Riley Green went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and Jace Young went 0 for 1. So not great. Not great at all. Yohei Tejada, meanwhile, has accepted our deal, as is Trent Grindlinger. And that is the end of the All-Star festivities. We are back at the second half of the season. So what I imagine here is I'm going to get to trade deadline, which is not far away, and we'll see if there's any moves or deals to be had. If there is, I'll come back in the start of the next episode. Obviously, I'll be back. Otherwise, we might just press on because this is a poor season again. But we'll see. We got some guys expiring deals? Question mark. Not really anyone of note, but whether there's some people we want to look at getting rid of in our team who could potentially bring some value back. I'm not sure, so we'll have a look. But that will do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.